Ryan Burr, Michael Breed from the RE/MAX World Long Drive Championship from the Las Vegas Paiute Golf Resort, home to the 20th play into the World Long Drive Championship, and what a night it was. Two biggest names in the sport, the marquee matchup, Joe Miller taking on two-time champ Jamie Sedlowski.
They faced each other back in 2010 when Joe Miller was the champion, and the outcome in 2010 was the same as it was tonight. Sedlowski got 378 on his tee ball.
But Joe Miller able to top that in what would really turn out to be the story of the night, Michael, just how close each and every match was.
This one gets out to 380, and as you said, just 2 yards separated them, and that was a wide margin. We saw 3 other matches go down to just a single yard.
So Joe Miller on to the semifinals, where he was a overwhelming favorite against the oldest player in the field, Jeff Crittenden, 43 years of age, but the critter showing age is just a number, and this is a number as well.
Well, and as the night went along, the weather got a little bit more challenging. The wind picked up and switched into the players' faces. That was definitely what Jeff Crittenden needed, as his ball flight is a lot lower than Joe Miller's.
Miller powers one directly into that wind in his face, and he comes up, are you kidding me, 1 yard short. Sedlowski gone, Miller gone. Unpredictability, really the theme of the night. Miller's final ball, final chance to take down Crittenden, and cannot find the grid. Jeff Crittenden, 43 years of age, finds himself on to the finals, 1 match away from $250,000.
And he was just happy to be here, as he said, just wanted to be a part of the program. He's given himself a chance.
Lower end of the bracket, Jeff Flagg, Daniel Beckman. Beckman trying to get one out, set his mark early.
Set it at 374 yards when this ball would come to rest, and he was very pleased with that.
So the pressure would be on Jeff Flagg. Only his second year in long drive, former minor league baseball player. Reaches down to put up the next ball. I don't think he thought this had a chance.
Absolutely not, and it was unpredictable about how the grid was going to react to the ball within the grid. That one obviously ran on him, and he got it to 375.
So we take a look at the brackets. The semifinals were set. The finals were set, as it's Crittenden meeting Jeff Flagg for all the marbles. Winner take all, $250,000. And what previously had been decided by yards now would be decided by inches.
Well, and this was a great swing. He was swinging well all night long, found the grid most times, and his ball flight, as you can see, that ball is rolling out a little bit, just gets it out to 365 yards.
365. Would it be enough for the 43-year-old Flagg?
And I think the best swing in the competition, and the trajectory that he launched this at was ideal given the circumstances, given the conditions, and this one just edges by.
13 inches, Michael. That would decide the finals. 13 inches for $250,000. And Jeff Flagg is the newest member of a very elite fraternity. He is the RE/MAX World Long Drive Champion and holds that belt high. Once again, Ryan Burr with Michael Breed. And Michael, what a night it was. Every match just so close all the way to the end. We're 13 inches. 13, lucky in Vegas. Who would ever thought it?
It was a night that was full of surprise. And, you know, the players prepare themselves for certain conditions. Before this competition started, the grid was fast, the wind was downwind, and all of a sudden it switched in the last hour. It came back into their face. They had to change what was going on, and ultimately the ball flight that's most productive, that high launch, became the detriment. And we saw a lot of very close matches all night long. It was a thrilling night.
And maybe a changing of the guard as Jeff Flagg, not Sedlowski, not Miller. It is Jeff Flagg that reigns supreme as the RE/MAX World Long Drive Champion. For Michael Breed, I'm Ryan Burr.
Thank you, guys. All right, let's get to know Jeff Flagg. He emerged as the winner of the Vegas 8. He's 28 years old. He resides in Pelham, Alabama. Director of Education and Training at Pure Motion. Played college baseball at Mississippi State. He was a player in the New York Mets organization. Talked about how this was almost like batting practice for him. He loved batting practice, loved the long ball, and we saw that certainly last night.
And he's $250,000 richer. Let's take a look at this golf swing. It's a pretty good swing.
It is. We see so often these guys swinging out of control. He is very much in control, loaded on the inside of his right leg and staying behind the ball. Phenomenal. I mean, it looked like a tour golf swing. Didn't look like a typical long drive golf swing where they're walking through and out of control.
Well, you may have noticed that the numbers that we're putting up on the board last night were not that high. 427 won it in 2013. They were just over 350 yards this year. And that was down to the weather. There was a breeze into their faces and off the left, which is, Paige, the worst wind to face, I would think, in a long drive contest. Do you have any tips for driving into the wind?
Well, I think one of the things that these guys have done so well is they know their numbers. They know their spin rates, and that's one of the things that the wind affects the most is the spin on the golf ball. So you want to reduce the amount of spin, but keep it enough to keep it in the air. You heard one of the guys had a 3-degree driver. All of that, he was able to swing up on it, have a lofted driver to continue to get that optimal launch angle. So for the amateurs at home, when you're out in the wind, be sure not to hit down on the ball. If you hit down on the ball, it's going to increase the spin. You see these guys with the low lofted drivers, they're hitting up on the ball. That'll reduce the spin, which means the wind will affect it less.
5 degrees of loft for Jeff Flagg. So he, as they pointed out in the highlight, he has perfect loft for those conditions, was able to keep it below the wind.